to make it erupt. You may want to do this over 2 days, but you can also do it right away like I'm doing. So I'm gonna start with my Model Magic. You should have a bag that says, I think it just says Volcano on it. You should have a hunk of Model Magic. I'm carrying mine off. There it is. So the Model Magic is white and squishy, and it's just a special kind of dough. So go ahead and get your lump of Model Magic. You're gonna need a paper plate. It doesn't matter what size. You can do this on anything that you can throw in the trash. If you don't have a paper plate, you can use a regular plate, but put a couple paper towels over the top. You are going to need baking soda. Mine is already in a bowl, so you might get a mixing bowl. You're gonna need one of these containers, which you should have plenty of. You need your acrylic paints. I'm gonna be using red, white, and black. And you need red food coloring. Let's see, one other thing. You need vinegar, and then I believe I'm going to use a spoon, and then I have a paintbrush. And then you'll also notice that I am wearing both an apron, and it says create, and I'm wearing a shirt that I don't care about that also says create, because I like to create. So get all of your things ready, and then we'll be back, and we're gonna make our volcano. Woo! You're gonna start with your Model Magic, and I just get mine and kind of squish it into a ball. And then this is actually pretty easy. Once I have it in a ball, I'm gonna roll it into a fat, like hot dog in my hand. And so I am just rolling back and forth till I have a hot dog. Once I have a pretty good hot dog, I have to wipe the table off because I'm a messy girl. I'm gonna get my hands on the table and I'm gonna continue to roll it. So I have to move my hand. You can see I'm putting it back and forth. It's also stretchy, but I don't wanna stretch it because I don't want it to tear. Once I have a pretty long piece, I'm gonna start flattening it. So here I go. Flattening it, you can see it spilling over. So I'm just squeezing it. It's like I have a long piece of bread. I'm just squishing it. All right, now I'm gonna start on the plate. I'm gonna put the cup down on the plate, and I am going to, actually, I picked the cup up. You can do it any way you want. I'm gonna take the Model Magic, and I'm gonna wrap it around the outside of the cup. And I'm gonna squeeze it so that it is attached. Then I'm gonna wrap it up and around. So basically, I'm just covering it. This is my actual volcano. So I'm making like a volcanic mountain. Once I have it up over, the shape is any shape you wanna make it, but they kinda come up and close and get closer to shutting at the top. You can see mine. It's not gonna be perfect, and we're gonna paint this anyway. All right, so I'm just squeezing it and pulling up. The nice thing about Model Magic is if you make a boo-boo like just now, mine just tore, you just squish it back together. So I'm folding, and I'll show you in slow motion. I'm just pinching my edges together just to make a basic kind of the cup in the middle so that this can be my volcano mountain. I want something that is taller than the cup and a little bit narrower at the top. That's really it. It wasn't very hard and it didn't take me very long. Now, I'm gonna set that aside. If you want to, you can let it dry for 24 hours and it's gonna get much harder. I'm not gonna do that because it's fine to paint it wet. So I'm gonna grab a paint tray. You can just paint straight from your little tubs of paint that you have, but you're gonna need to mix white. So I'm gonna do a squirt of white in my little paint tray, and I'm gonna get much less black, like just a drop or two of black. So here I go. Doot, doot, there's just 2 drops. And then I'm gonna get my great big, I have the biggest paintbrush I could find, and I'm gonna stir those. So I'm getting in here, and I'm stirring it until it turns gray. Now, if I use more black, it'll be a darker gray, so if you want yours to be darker, you just add more. It's easier to start with white and add little bits of black at the time, because if you start with black, it's gonna be really black and it's gonna be hard to turn it gray. So you always start with your light color. Now, I am simply going to paint this. So I am just holding it, and you can even lift it up off the plate. The plate is actually to catch the volcano. So I'm gonna make a mess. This is gonna get all over my hands probably. All right, here we go. I'm going around and around. I'm gonna go ahead and paint the whole entire thing gray on all the sides. There, like that. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna grab my blow dryer. I just happen to have it here at my feet. You're gonna turn your blow dryer on once you get it painted. You're gonna blow dry the paint, okay? So go ahead, paint the whole thing gray, and then blow dry it, and then we'll be back for the next step, okay? Okay, my volcano is dry. I'm gonna get a little bit of black, and I just did a little drip. I have that same brush. I didn't even wash it. It's okay if you did wash it. I'm gonna dip my brush. That's how much black I have, not very much. I'm gonna dip my brush in it. I'm gonna wipe my brush off a whole bunch, and then I'm just gonna add some black to it, just to make it look more like a volcano. Volcanoes, after they have erupted, the lava turns to like a black rock. And so you want to make it look like it's kind of been on fire. So even after I get a little bit of black on there, like so, I can also take a little bit of red. Here we go. The fun thing about this is we're going to make our lava erupt out of the volcano, but we can do this over and over again. So if you let this guy dry overnight, or for a couple days, it's something that you can use more than just one time. So I'm just going around the top of it to make it look like there's lava. And so all of that is red. I'm gonna actually get a great big, it's now in a scoop. I'm gonna find a good edge. Look at that, I'm gonna let it drip. So you can see how that's dripping down the edge. I can even take it and I'm gonna like tap it. So if I go boom, 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 it makes it drip a little bit better. So I need a little bit more red. I didn't pour very much out. I'm gonna get a little more. I'm gonna get another scoop. And I'm gonna let that drip down the edge. Here we go. All the way around. And so again, ooh, I like the way that looks. All right, now that is gonna need to dry. So if you want to set this video aside and either wait till later on today when this is dry, or if you want to do another project, you can work on another project, come back, there will be a second video, and that's when I'm going to show you how to make the lava explode. See you soon.